Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm really excited. We have people from every corner of the world on our webinar today. I'm here with Justin Tolsmar today, and we're going to go through FreePBX and beyond, a guide into our commercial modules. So what we'd like to quickly remind you about is the webinars we've already done. This is we're coming towards the end of our series of webinars, and all of these are on YouTube if you want to go through them. The next one, just so you know, will be on hospitality solutions. So today we're going to talk about what's FreePBX and how you can make it better, and what the modules are, a little bit about the hospitality solutions, the software clients, what bundles you can have. We'll talk a little bit about the next step up, which is PBX Act. But most importantly, please do use the webinar tool to submit any questions. And we will send you out the recording and a copy of the presentation. Without further ado, I'll hand over to Justin, and he's going to lead you through the webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you. Welcome, everyone around the world. You are here in high numbers, which is very pleasing, and indeed from every corner. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. This is a webinar about FreePBX and beyond. But of course, we need to start with, even though most likely the audience exactly knows or even knows more about FreePBX than I do, just a quick, brief summary of what is FreePBX. FreePBX, the most popular open source IPPBX in the world, based on Asterisk. Millions of production installations all over the world. We still see, and I see them come in from certain regions, tens of thousands of downloads and installs a month. So that is massively impressive. FreePBX and Asterisk, by the way, is Sangoma sponsored and maintained. We invest millions of dollars, pounds, euros in maintaining and developing FreePBX, get new features, functionalities. It's an extremely feature-rich PBX. You will show that on the next page. It has a full range of, we deliver it on also a full range of appliances. So you don't have to run it on your own servers. We can offer you the server with it if you want. But as I said, it's extremely feature-rich, and basically we are giving you the software for free. If you go to freepbx.org, you can download the software for free with nearly all the functionalities that are here in white, free out of the box. You see some dollar signs next to some. They are part of a feature add-on. And as you can see, the yellow part, that is what we are going to talk about today. So we're going through nearly all of the commercial modules that we have on offer. What are commercial modules? That's, of course, an important question. It enhances FreePBX. So it expands on existing features that FreePBX has already out of the box for free. But it can also add additional features that are not included at all in FreePBX. How do we offer them? We offer them as bundles, and we'll go through that briefly later on in this webinar, or we can offer them a la carte, so one module at a time. However you want to acquire these and add them to your FreePBX. We have two types of licensing, which we go through after this very briefly. So we have a 1-year license and a 25-year license. For the 25-year license, there is an annual renewal fee for updates and support. And actually, these add-ons are also work as a gateway to PBX Act, which we will touch upon at the latter stage of this webinar. Going to 25-year modules. So we have over 20 modules that are licensed for 25 years. All these 25-year models you can also purchase for 1 year as well, but it is way more friendly, economical friendly for you to purchase a 25-year module. I think it's 2 or 2.5 times the price of a 1-year license, and then you have license entitlement for 25 years. And that's where so sometimes a little bit confusion comes. So it gives you entitlement to using the module. It comes with updates and support for free in the first year, but after that year, if you need support or help, or if you want to be entitled to updates, you will need to renew the updates and support after a year. And the pricing of that is actually quite simple. So we have it in 2 parts. If a module or the cost of a module is over $100 MSRP, then the cost for renewal is 18% of that cost. If the module is under $100, then it's 33% of the original cost to purchase the model. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what you can expect. But it then gives you also, if you need to have some help with configuration of the module, you can call Sangoma support, and they will help you with the configuration and setup, and you'll get the updates. The 1-year models, so we have some modules that are 1 year. Examples you see here on the screen, that is Sangoma Talk and Phone. Wallboards CDR Pro, which is one of our newer modules. They are renewed annually. So as soon as the year is over, the module will stop working if you don't renew it. Of course, you don't need to renew separately support, because support comes with the module cost. Let's now go into the modules itself. It won't be a deep dive into every single module, but I'll tip on some features, functionalities of each module. If you want to know more detailed information, get in touch with us, get in touch with your reseller, go on to freepbx.org to the forums, or help.sangoma.com and click FreePBX, and you will find an enormous database of all the frequently asked questions, how-tos, and so on. The first module that we're going to talk about is probably also one of the most popular ones, Endpoint Manager. It's literally a key product. It has templatized provisioning for over 20 plus manufacturers, SIP phones and SIP equipment. As I said, it's SIP equipment. It's not only phones. That's why it's called Endpoint Manager, not Phone Manager. So zero-touch provisioning can be done with this module. You can provision hundreds of phones through a template all at once, instead of going through the user interface of each and every phone to install and provision every phone individually. As I said, it's not only for phones, but it's also for page speakers, SIP page speakers, page gateways, doorbells. There's an enormous amount of equipment that can be managed through Endpoint Manager. So this is I think a must-have for every FreePBX available, together with the second one that I'm going to discuss, Sysadmin Pro. In my opinion, every FreePBX should have this module there. The price of this is $39 for 25 years. And this module is the only exception to the rule that you have to renew your support and updates every year. This one, for $39, you will get updates and support on this module for life, for the 25 years that you purchase the license. This gives you the ability to configure your DNS. It gives you access to setting up, managing your intrusion detection or our integrated responsive firewall. It also provides you with port management, including exposure for additional provisioning protocols for HTTP and HTTPS. It has an embedded support VPN in it, so you can open up a VPN so our supports people can look into your system, get into your system, and help you with any configuration or bugs that need to be fixed. And it also includes SMTP setup for email integration, which of course is necessary. So for voicemail notifications, email to voicemail to email, and all those kinds of interesting things. So this is every FreePBX should have this. On to the next one, call recording reports. This is one of those modules that adds on to already existing features in FreePBX. In FreePBX, we do not charge to record calls. You can record them all. You can get very granular with the recording. You can record all inbound, all outbound, certain extensions, certain ring groups. That's all out of the box in call recording reports. What this module does is it makes it easy for you to find, to view, to search, to listen to the call recordings. If you don't have this module, you'll have to go through the CDR line by line to find the matching recording to it, which is, I can say, very cumbersome. It can be a lot of work, dependent on, of course, also how many calls you do on a day-to-day basis. This also gives you the ability to generate downloadable zip files. So it's not best practice to keep all your call recordings on your production server. You might be worried about crashes. Some organizations need to keep their call recordings for a certain amount of months or even years. Well, you don't want to have that all on your production server. So you need to be able to download that. With the call recording reports, you can actually select certain groups, certain parts, and download it through FTP and put it on a file server if necessary, or archive it elsewhere. Especially when that is important to your organization or your customer's organization, this is a must-have module. Page Pro. And now get the confusion out of the way, and perhaps this was only my confusion, but I've heard also. My understanding when I first saw this, I thought page, well, pager, so you know the little beepers that you have on your belt, but no, it's not it. It's the paging through tannoys, speakers, those kinds of things. So out of the box, FreePBX has a one-to-one intercom already. You can do multicast paging through tannoy, unicast paging. You can also have mixed environments, and that means it can be SIP page speakers, but it can also be analog and being connected through a gateway. So that is all standard out of the box. What Page Pro does is you can actually schedule a page, so every top of the hour, or you can prepend it with a standard message or a sound, which is great, for instance, for schools, so they don't have to have a separate bell system, which is very expensive. You can actually do the top of hour or end of lesson bells through the page speakers using FreePBX and Page Pro. Valet style paging is also an interesting one. For instance, an airport, you have all the gates attendants speaking into the microphones and relaying messages, but they of course don't know if someone else does that on the other end of the gate. So what Page Pro does is actually it queues up the announcements, so all the messages are not broadcast over each other. There's also with Page Pro an ability to hook outbound routes to page groups. So if there is a page group where people are being paid for certain things. So if the system detects, for instance, a 999-112, so an emergency call going outbound from the PBX, it can automatically hook a page group in that. That might be an admin or a security officer, and that's automatically being put into that same call at the same time. So it's real time and live, because they need to know, of course, what is going on. Park Pro, next one. FreePBX has, again, this is an add-on to the already existing features that FreePBX has. Park Pro, FreePBX already has a shared hold for the PBX, so calls can be on hold and parked calls can be picked up by any extension. But Park Pro gives you the ability to create multiple parking lots and get a park and announce with it. So, for instance, new car sales, or you put in a parking for used car sales. So, and you can get announcements played through in the parking area. So. Yeah, very interesting for organizations that see the benefit of that. Appointment reminder. So this is a auto dial list for reminds people of that they have appointments. And this is not only for medical organizations like doctors or GPs, but can also be for auto service or beauty salons, hair salons. So every business that has an appointment book can benefit from this module. So it auto dials a list of users, CRV, or you can add manually. It also gives you daily completion reports, so you can actually see of the made calls, which calls got answered. It can detect if it went to voicemail, yes or no, and which calls I don't answer. So you can manage your appointments on the basis of that. So very, very handy module. Extension routing. This can be important if you need to restrict outbound routes for any extension that you need. Think, for instance, again, a classroom or a lobby, if there is a phone there. You don't want people to be able to pick up that phone and dial an extension outside of the organization or where it's allowed to, specifically if you don't want them to dial international or very expensive telephone numbers. So it allows admins to easily and visually control which extensions are allowed to use specific outbound routes. So it's about allowing, but also restricting certain extensions to call certain numbers. Perhaps you only want them to dial internally, and of course emergency numbers 112, 999, or 911 in America. Building on that, this goes even further. We have class of service. So this restricts, and you can set call feature permissions on multiple modules. So you can have on individual basis or group basis actually block calling certain ring groups. If a ring group consists of 20 people and you don't want certain extensions to be able to call them, then you can block that on extension level. You can do restrict paging. You can restrict feature codes. So it would be funny, of course, if there is a telephone on the desk in the classroom and one of the students finds out what the code is for a certain page or a page all in the school, then he can do that as soon as he gets into the classroom. And of course, you want to restrict that. Same with other features. So there's feature codes available, and you can find them on the internet. it's an open source software. So feature codes, for instance, to listen in or barge or whisper, you don't want anyone to know that code and, for instance, listen in to the headmaster or the CEO personal calls or calls that he does on his line. You can restrict access to conference rooms. So this gives you even a more granular set of permission rules for individuals or for groups. VM Notify. This was set up basically as a 24/7 answering service. It's a very interesting one. Now let's give an example. A doctor's office out of hours. Someone calls into the doctor's office. No one is there anymore. The person leaves a voicemail. From the moment the voicemail is left, there is a list of people, a dedicated list of people that then are being called from the system. So it goes in order. It starts calling immediately. The first person that picks up, that's on the list, then has the option to press 1 to listen to the voicemail that is being left. And after listening to the voicemail, he can then choose to accept responsibility for the voicemail or for the message or the action beyond the voicemail, or he can decline it. As soon as he declines it, the system keeps on ringing on the list until someone finally accepts it. If he accepts it, then the system also makes sure that no one else is being called anymore. There is a full report available to the system administrator to see of the list of people that are mentioned, registered on the voicemail notify to be called, who has accepted the call and who has declined or accepted the responsibility and who has declined the responsibility. So there is a management feature in there too. So that's definitely very helpful on that. Staying with the voicemails, the voicemail reports. And this is something very handy for admins. Voicemail report is a module. It's a 25-year module and it costs $25. But what does this do for the admins? The admin can actually listen to all voicemails on the PBX. So can listen to the voicemail greetings to hear if it's a business-like or conform all the rules and regulations that the organization has set. The admin can also manage the voicemail settings to make sure that everything is secure and safe. So not 1234 or 1111 as PIN code, but no, he can actually proactively manage security features with regards to voicemail. So yeah, for only $25, I think that's well worth it. Multi-factor authentication. This is an annual module. So this one you have to renew every single year. So the multi-factor authentication, any organization that is security conscious wants to have an extra step in logging into the system needs to have this module. So it's for the graphic user interface of the admin panel, but also every user in FreePBX has a user control panel with some basic functionalities in there. It's a web-based panel where they can have certain widgets in there with their contacts and all that kind of stuff. So for both of them, you can have multi-factor authentication. The authentication can be done via email or SMS, but we also work with the Microsoft and Google authentication apps. So anyone security conscious needs to have this module. CRM link. This is, of course, an interesting one. It attaches the call history and call recordings if you want to your CRM. So if you have a sales organization and you want not all these things done manually, and then you can actually have your FreePBX connected to your CRM. So we have direct support for Salesforce, Sugar, Suite, Zoho, and ConnectWise. but we also offer a generic API, so that can then be connected to any other CRM that has APIs to be able to connect to third-party softwares, and you can, or your reseller can then create a similar link to what we already do for the names and brands mentioned before. Advanced recovery. Again, this is when you are for security and business continuity reasons. This is a must-have. Basically, it combines two PBXs together for business continuity. So what it does is, in the case of a fail of your primary PBX, it will automatically swing your trunks and your endpoints to a secondary PBX. That can be on the same location, it can be in a different location, it can be elsewhere. It works over the WAN. So if you need to have your PBX up and running 24/7, advanced recovery is a must-have. You basically see this as a warm spare. So on a scheduled basis, and you can decide how often that is. It's all the settings are being backed up and installed again, and installed on the secondary PBX also. It monitors the asterisk, the MySQL, and the FreePBX software. And as soon as it switches over to the secondary PBX, it immediately emails or phones the admin for switchover, so they can investigate and look into what is going on with the primary PBX. So definitely a must-have if telephone is important for your business and business continuity. Queue reports. This is when you want to have insight in the queues, so the inbound queues that are coming in. You can build templates for the reports. You can create schedule reports. Just if you're interested in seeing what your agents or your people are doing with inbound calls in queues. So total wait time, how much people average have to wait, how many calls he's done a day, those kinds of things. If that kind of information is important to you in your organization, this is an interesting module for you to add to your FreePBX. Queues Pro. So this adds on to, again, about your queues. You can create virtual queues with this. You can have queue penalty rules, so for your agents. But I think the most interesting and important feature of this module is the queue callbacks. If you have a couple of people waiting in the queue, and the queue is unfortunately taking a while to answer all the calls, this gives the option for a queue callback. Press 1 to get a callback, and as soon as it is that person's turn in the queue, the system automatically will call that person back and will then get its same place in the queue, and this call is being answered without actually waiting on the phone and hoping for someone to answer very quickly. Next one, exact dialer. So this is a module that's for an outbound calling, let's say, campaign. I think this was originally developed for a school, so where a school, if they needed to notify that the school was closed because of teachers not available or bad weather, those kinds of things, it will do an outbound campaign to a set list of contacts in CSV. It's not a predictive campaign. And also what you can do, if someone answers the phone, you can then actually decide where that call goes. So it can then, you can play a message, or you can then actually have it routed to a queue agent or a call group, or it also detects if the call is being picked up by a voicemail. So if you then want to play a recording, those kinds of things, with Exact Dialer, you have all those options. And you can have a full report on the campaign. So what happened to every single call? Was it answered? Did it go to voicemail, or was it routed to an agent? So yeah, if that is something that you need for your organization, Exact Dialer is the module to have for you. Queue wallboard, this is if you are interested in real-time statistics. So this is real-time. So in compared to the queue reports, which is based on a report, so you have to run a report. This is real-time monitoring of some basic queue stats. This is in the user control panel, so you can assign who is allowed to have this information, or you can give the authorization to all the agents. But yeah, on your user control panel, so on the browser, you have a plethora of little wizards and widgets that you can see what the wait time is, how many calls have done, those kinds of things. So yeah, if you're interested in that, and you want to have visibility in those numbers, or you want to give your agents visibility in that, the queue wallboard is the module to have. CDR Pro. This is a new, relatively new module. This is also a module which is renewed on an annual basis, so no 25-year license for this. This is very detailed call reporting. So one of the key features is it combines CDR. So if you transfer a call, for instance, internally, that would be two different lines in a CDR. But CDR Pro actually recognizes that it's actually part of one call, but the call is being transferred to someone else. So it combines those informations. You can have scheduled reports that can be sent over via email, on the extension level, on queue level, inbound, outbound, missed, answered. You can download, of course, the raw data also, and put it into a BI system. But out of the box, this gives you a great visibility of what is happening on your PBX and what your agents are doing. So if you want to learn more, please get in touch with us. Now I have separated this part a little in a little separate group of modules, just to highlight that this is something different and very specific to the hospitality vertical. Sangoma property management module, and this is a standalone module. So basically, what this is a property management solution light. So it's not let's say a dedicated that we are now in the property management solution business, but it gives you basic functionalities that a property management solution has. Let's say, for instance, this is for a tiny little boutique hotel or a bed and breakfast with a few rooms that doesn't have a property management system. It's not big enough to invest in an expensive solution like that, but still would like to have the featured functionalities. If you have a FreePBX or a PBExact, you can add the property management module to it, and you can have check-in, check-out, room transfers. You can have automatic wake-up calls, billing, mini bars. So for instance, if a room service is checking out the room and looking in the mini bar in the room and sees that a drink is missing, through some feature codes, it actually, through on the telephone, it can have that information immediately in the property management system, which is of course perfect for the billing at the end of the stay. So you don't need to have a PMS system to be able to run this. This actually ties in with the next one, which is the Oracle connector module. Oracle, the Oracle software, PMS software, is probably the most used property management solution in the world. It's not the only one, but it's used by a lot of big organizations, big hotel chains, all those kinds of things. So we can actually tie into that with FreePBX and PBXact. It will require the previous module that I mentioned, but no, room status changes, messages to guests, expenses, billing, messages to housekeeping or front desk, those kinds of things can all be done through the PBX and the phone connected to the Oracle connector module. So basically what it does, like you can do check in, check out. If customer moves from room to room, the PMS sends information to the PBX saying, okay, if someone made calls, for instance, on the landline, then it moves that information to the new room, room status, empty clean, empty dirty, mini bar charges, all those kinds of things. Want to learn more? Get in touch with us and we'll be more than happy to explain it in more detail. What I also would like to highlight, and you will be able to find this on the portal already, Sangoma has started working with an organization called Gray Matter Networks. It's an American-based company, and what they have done is they basically created a plugin like we have done with Oracle ourselves, but what they've done it for is for other property management solutions. So it's called Brainbox. You can find the pricing already on portal.sangoma.com. And what it does is actually connects FreePBX, PBXact to other property management solutions. For instance, the Hilton, Galaxy, Infor. So these are apparently some well-known names. I'm not the most familiar with all the PMS solutions in the world, but apparently these are well-known, and they are certified on these already, and there's probably more to come. So if you'd like to learn more about this, we are also able to get you in touch with the people of Gray Matter, and they can explain to you more about how Brainbox works. So if you have customers that are in the hospitality vertical, or you run a hotel and use FreePBX or PBXact, yeah, perhaps this is a brilliant module to add on to your PBX already. Again, a separate part, soft clients. I think this is probably the most downloaded add-on for FreePBX, the soft clients. So have an app to be connected to the PBX. So wherever you are, you don't have to have your mobile number broadcasted anymore. No, you can just give your business landline number and it will follow you anywhere where you have it on your phone or on your desktop. So of course you can send and receive calls. There's BLF functionality in it. You can see the call history, contacts, present status, which is interesting. You see that on the top right. You can park calls. Let me show you what, for instance, the BLF looks like. So if it is solid green, someone is on a call, so you can see status. You can see the person Ryan Markham at Do Not Disturb. And if it is blinking green, then Dan, in this example, is receiving a call. So someone is trying to call Dan and he has not picked up yet. If he has picked up, it's solid green. if it goes back to non-blinking, he did not pick up the call. So this is on the desktop app. This is something new, also on the desktop app. So desktop app is on on Apple or on Windows, works on both. Now you can actually add an addition to the soft phone module, so Sangoma Talk, Sangoma Phone. But this is only for Sangoma Phone, so on the desktop, you can actually queue monitor. This is brand spanking new, and through this module, with of course the right permissions, if you are a manager, for instance, on the app now, you can actually monitor, whisper, and barge through this app. So yeah, that's we think a brilliant addition to what is already available on desk phones, but you can now also do it from your desktop phone, which of course is helpful if you, for instance, are a hybrid worker, work from home, but still need to have those functionalities available to you anywhere. And now you have it on your laptop or desktop. So, Sangoma Talk. What I didn't mention is, as soon as you purchase a license for soft clients, you will get both for free. So it's not an either or, so or a desktop or a mobile. No, actually you get both for free. So it's one price per user, or you can buy them in bundles of 20 users, and there's even a bundle if you have 1,000 users. But I think the 20 user one is the most used. It's discounted compared to a one user module. The Sangoma Talk app, it's on Android and iOS. Same again, BLF functionality is there on your favorites. So if you have or on your contacts, if you have your contacts open, but if you have a list of favorites, then you can immediately see if they're available, yes or no. Secured through TLS and SRTP. It's extremely easy for end users to get this configured, and also for the admin. So what happens is the administrator actually sends an invitation email to each user. So each user has an email address in the PBX. You go into the Talk module, and the admin sends an invitation. So what the user then does is, first of all, it downloads from the correct app store, might it be the Apple Store or Google Play. And then after the installation, they click on the login now, which contains a deep link with all the configuration settings. So it's click and go, and they don't have to then log into the app for it to work. So very, very easy to set up. Just an email being sent by the admin. Now we've talked about these modules, and there are some more, but also with respect of time, we kept it at this. We sell them a la carte, as we said, but we also sell some bundles. So we have a starter bundle, which has certain most asked modules in it, an advanced bundle, a call center bundle with some features and some modules in there specifically for call centers, and what we call the everything bundle, but actually it should have been called the almost everything bundle. But yeah, that makes it so long, and it didn't fit in the nice green bar. So it does not include the 1 year models, like for instance soft phones, or the advanced recovery is not in the everything bundle, but a lot of things are. So you can buy them for 1 year, or you can, the prices that you see are for a 1 year license on all these modules, and you can buy them for a 25-year license. You will then after that, after a year, need to update and renew your support and updates. There's also a trial bundle available. So in the trial bundle, there's a mix and match of 1-year modules and 25-year modules, but at least you can see a little bit how it works and what it does for you. So CDR Pro, MFA, multi-factor authentication, try it for a month. What I haven't said is what I haven't put in here is you can also trial the softphone module. So go to portal.sangoma.com and go to store FreePBX soft phones, and you can actually, like you normally purchase it, but for $0 or €0. For 3 months, you can trial a 2-user soft phone license. So you can see how it works, and if it works for you, then you can purchase for how many ever users you might need it. Just a quick summary of the most popular modules. So these are literally the most purchased modules in FreePBX. Sysadmin Pro, as I mentioned, Endpoint Manager, soft phones, Park Pro, Page Pro, extension routing. You can all read it, and you can see also next to it Endpoint Manager. And I forgot to mention that you get Endpoint Manager for free if you use Sangoma phones. So you don't have to pay for it. You can do the zero-touch provisioning for free with Sangoma S or P phones. The newest series is the P series phones, so you don't have to pay for it. But you can see on all the other ones is all these things are free with PBExact. So hey, is there a theme going on here? Let's quickly dive into PBExact. What is PBExact and how does it compare to FreePBX? It's based on the same software. It's based on the same operating system, same MySQL database. It's both software products. You can both buy them on Sangoma hardware, but with PBExact is 90% of the commercial modules, about 90% is included with PBExact. It's a more proven version, so we are rigorously QA testing the base software and also the module updates before we release the update to the world, compared to with FreePBX. It's open source, so as soon as it's available, we'll publish it. Most important thing is the commercial modules that come included with it. How can we deliver PBExact? Well, basically the same as FreePBX. We do it on our hardware, on ours. So from small systems, 25 users, to 2,000 user systems, we have them all available. It comes with the pre-installed software on it for the amount of users. You can also get it as software, so you can run it on your own box or in a if you have your own cloud provider, your own data center provider, you can host it there. Then it's software and a per user license. On top of that, you can have support licenses on the hardware and on the software. And yeah, it's available for Sangoma partners and even for end users, they can buy them. So both of them, they have the same feature set across both licenses. So which commercial modules are included? And this is not all of them, but I've mentioned it that you have a look at this. These modules are all included in PBExact. So you have the same software as FreePBX. It works all the same. It looks the same, but all these modules come for free. CDR Pro, for instance, you see them in the middle. That's a $299 a year module. So every single year, that's $299 if you want or need to have that module on your system. So the savings with these modules alone is more than $1,315. But an example, you have a 100-user system. On FreePBX, if you want to have all those 100 users using a soft phone, a 20-user soft phone license bundle is $299. So, and that is for 1 year. So 100 users is 5 times that. 20 is 100 users is $1,485 every single year you have to pay, while you get, for the amount of users that you have on PBXact, you'll have that for free. It comes with it. Food for thought, I think. Well, with this, we come to the end of the webinar. So a very quick summary. Commercial modules, so a great telephone system, FreePBX. Please keep on using it, keep on promoting it, keep on supporting the project, and post things on forums if you found out something interesting or really nice how things work. Commercial modules make it even greater, so it adds on to existing features or even creates completely new features in that. Key thing is also the 25-year models have an annual renewal cost, so you don't have any surprises after a year. Please be aware of that. Save big money with bundles, so that are definitely that is a big saving. And if you need certain modules, you can even save way more money with PBXact. And one key thing, and Sean mentioned it in the beginning already, we have a YouTube channel, so search for Sangoma Technologies. All the webinars that we do, the colleagues in America, please subscribe and you'll be kept up to date. If you don't have time to go to a webinar in real time, you can watch the recording there. Unfortunately, because of time, we don't have time to answer any questions at this moment, but we will get back to the individuals.
Yeah, I've answered a few questions as we've gone along. We will get to you individually. And Justin just mentioned the webinar will be there. What we'll do in the next day or two is we will send out a link to this recording. We'll also send you out, several of you have asked for the slides, and we'll send you those out as well. And I just wanted to say, Justin, absolutely awesome job. You know, you covered that in great detail, and I learned a lot that I didn't know about, you know, and I've worked here for 4 years. So as you said, just shoot us an email, shoot us a LinkedIn message, anything you want, and we'll be in touch with you all very soon. We do have our next webinar in 15th of May, covering in more depth the hospitality solutions. I know Justin did a little bit on it today, but, you know, I just want to reach out and say thank you. This is probably the best attended webinar we've had. So kudos, Justin. Everyone has stayed till the end. So well done, my friend. Thank you, everyone. And we will see you at the next webinar.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.